Hey y'all, what's up? So, as we know, we're at the end of the year. So, I want to give you guys my full reading wrap up for the year of 2025. Let's get into it. All right, so today's date is December the 26th, so it's the day after Christmas. So, if you hear any commotion or any laughing, screaming in the background, it's the kids that are outside of my apartment window. Okay, they're outside enjoying their new Christmas presents. So please excuse the extra noise that you hear in the background if you happen to hear it. Now, as far as genres go, I primarily read romance, which of course I'm a romance girly. So that's always going to be the number one genre that I read throughout the year. As far as number of books go, I did set a reading goal at the beginning of the year to read 24 books this year for 2025. That's 2 books a month. I'm happy to say that I've exceeded that reading goal. So yay! Yay me. At the time of me recording this video, I have read 36 books for year 2025. So to me, that's an achievement. Okay. Not only did I hit my goal, I was able to exceed it. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that. So yeah, I have a list here of all the books that I read this year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating from 1 to 5 stars. I'm not really huge on the rating system, so it's not like an end all be all type of thing. I'm only going to give you the rating so you can kind of get the feel as to, what I felt about the book overall. There is 36 books here, like I said, so I'm not going to go into full detail in each book. I'm going to give a quick synopsis and just move on to the next one, so that way we're not sitting here all day. So go ahead and grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and let's go ahead and get into this list of books. First book that I read at the top of the year is going to be This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I already read the first book in the Skyland series franchise in year 2024 before I let go. This is the second book in that series, so I want to go ahead and continue the series. This book was great. This book really gave great themes on self-love, self-independence, and of course romance. And I enjoyed the positive message that this book did convey. So yeah, this was something that I would definitely recommend to a woman who is attempting to find herself or find out where she fits, in the world. This book was a great read. I gave it out of 5 stars. I gave this book 3 stars. So it's right there in the middle for me if you if you want to be technical. So it's not a bad book at all. Loved it down. So 3 stars. Next book is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. This book is a very short and sweet read. It had the laughs, it had the drama, and I was able to see myself in some of these characters. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. The will they won't they between the 2 main characters was really sweet to see. I can't wait to get into more of Natasha Bishop's writing, because this book was so fun. It was a fun read. So this is the second book I read at the top of the year. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one as well. Out of 5 stars, I gave it 4 because that's how much I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how the main character Rome, the male main character Rome, really had not only had a thing for this girl, but his follow through was top tier. Okay, he made sure to show this girl, how he felt about her. And the female main character Janelle, she's going through a couple things in this book, because she's going to this destination wedding in Tulum for her sister, because her sister is getting married. But not only is her sister getting married, she's getting married to Janelle's ex. So you can imagine, if you have not read this book, you can imagine what drama ensues based on that little synopsis alone. Okay. And Rome is one of the best friends of the groom. So of course he's there because of that. And they end up, connecting, and things pick up from there. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. It was so great. This would be something that I would consider rereading. It was good. 4 stars. And the last book that I read in January was Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is the first book that I ever read by this writing duo. And it was specifically because it was all over the internet. All of the book girls was talking about this one. So I was like, I need to go ahead and pick this up and read it and see what all the hubbub is about. And yeah, the book girls were so right. This book was really, really good. I finished it in the matter of a few days, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I have to give this one 5 stars. And the reason is because there is a climax turning point at the or towards the end of the book, and it made me shed some tears. And I don't cry at books, like I said before. I just don't. But this one is the first book that ever actually made me cry. And the story between the two main characters, it's so beautiful to see the story bloom. It's a second chance romance, which of course is one of my faves, one of my fave tropes to read. So yeah, this was beautiful. It was beautifully written. So I'm definitely in the club now. I can see what the girlies was talking about when it came to this story. And yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. 5 stars. Okay, so on to February reads. The first book I read in February is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. This book was not my favorite of the month, to be honest. I wouldn't say it was a bad book. I don't think I read any just horrible books this year. Some were close, but I don't think I read anything that was just terrible this year. I liked this book. It was a romance book. I love the Harlem backdrop in the book. I did enjoy the female main character. I think for me with this book, it just lacked cohesiveness. The story did not have a good flow, at least for me. Okay. Everybody, likes what they like. So a lot of the book girlies love this book, and that's fine. Like I said, to each their own. But for me, I just felt like I kind of wanted more. And then there's some elements of magical realism / fantasy in this book. And for me, it kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, huh? Like, where did that come from? Like, that was just, it really literally came out of nowhere. So, I don't think it was a terrible book. I really don't. I just felt like the story needed a little bit more flow than what it had. So for me, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde, I gave it 2 stars. Okay. But if you like the book, that's fine. I will never go into somebody's comments on one of their videos and just be like, oh, I hated that book. People like what they like. Okay. I am very mature in that way. You like it, you like it. It was just not for me. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to give this one 2 stars. But I'm still going to go ahead and dive more into more of the books by Tia Williams, because there are a few books I do want to get into. Hopefully next year, or just maybe sometime overall in the future. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this one was it just didn't hit for me. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. Next up is Real by Kennedy Ryan. I love Kennedy Ryan. She's one of my faves. This was a good read. I enjoyed this book. This book, in short, is about a girl named Neva who's aspiring singer / actress. She is doing plays on Broadway, and a director comes out and sees her, and she ends up booking a major role in one of his films. So some would consider this a forbidden romance because it's the director having a romance with the talent. Okay. And I love how Kennedy Ryan highlights lupus, because the main female main character, Neva, she has lupus. So I love the way that Miss Ryan beautifully portrayed her character in this book. And the romance was beautiful to see as well. So for this one, I gave it a 3 star. Okay. And it just, it wasn't bad. It was not bad. It was actually pretty good. It just didn't have me like swooning or nothing, but I really did enjoy it. And I love Kennedy Ryan. I love the way she writes. So yeah, for real, for me, I think this one gets 3 stars. I am going to get the second book in this series, which comes out next year in 2026. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up so I can continue on with this series. I think it's called the Harlem Renaissance series, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the name of this series. So that second book is called Score, and it's due out next year. I do have a video coming up of all my anticipated book releases of 2026. So please look out for that. But yeah, this one, Real, I'll give it 3 stars. All right, so my first book for March is going to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. When I got back into reading towards mid 2024, this was the author that came up a lot. And I have read a few of her books that I own so far, and she has not had a miss yet. So I totally understand why people gravitate towards her work, because she's so good. She has become one of my auto-buy authors. I loved this book. This is a favorite for me. The main character in this book, Evelyn Hugo, is a actress, a famous actress. And the theme of the book, or the synopsis, is basically there's this journalist named Monique who wants to be the first to get Miss Hugo's story, and wants to be able to be the first one to publish it to the world, because she knows it's going to be a hot ticket and she'll have a nice payday. So she wants to make sure that she is the one to put Miss Hugo's story out there before Miss Hugo dies. So when it comes to Evelyn Hugo, she's very flawed. There's lots of complexities to her character that I found very intriguing. And I read this book in a few days, and I really, really enjoyed it. I love Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing style. It's very beautiful, and everything just flows from page to page. Some nights when I was reading this, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I had to make myself stop and go to sleep. And I was like, Briana, you'll read some more tomorrow. Go to bed. So I just wanted to finish the book. Plus, I don't like to stop books in the middle of a chapter. I like to conclude the chapter so that when I pick the book back up, I can start a brand new chapter. So yeah, but yeah, I love this. This was so good, and it touched on a lot of different things that go on, in Hollywood that a lot of people do not talk about, And I think that was something that was an eye-opener for a lot of people, a lot of readers. And yeah, it was beautifully written. It was something that I would definitely recommend to someone who's wanting to get into romance and wants a character that's just not, perfect, who has, lots of different things going on. A well-rounded human character is what Miss Hugo was to me. I really, really enjoyed it a whole lot. This one, I will definitely give it 4 stars, because it was just that good. It was just so beautiful, and I would definitely read it again. 4 stars. All right, so my next book that I have here is going to be One Night Only by Elle Kaysen. Elle Kaysen is another favorite author of mine. This book is a novella, so it's very small, very short. And this book is basically about a shapeshifter who who has relations with a girl that he's been having his eye on for a very long time. And it's interesting. This one, I could not decide what to rate it. I am in between 2 and 3 stars. Because it's Elle Kaysen, it's not bad. It's a good book. It's not bad at all. But it is a novella. It's very short, so you don't get a lot of character development with this one. So there's a lot of holes in this story because it's so short. But yeah, I did enjoy it. But the male main character, he's a wild card. Okay, his name is Malachi. The female main character, her name is Zuri. And I feel like she tried to put up on a front, like she didn't want to let him know how she felt, but she really wanted him as bad as he wanted her. Okay, it is spicy. It does have some spice in it. It has a lot of spice in it, actually, which I don't care. That I'm good with spice. I like smut, so that's not even a thing for me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So if I had to give it a rating, it would be between 2 to 3 stars. All right, now first up for April is going to be To Selena with Love by Chris Perez. This book was very, very insightful. As we know, Chris Perez is the widower of the beloved Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla, who lost her life at a very, very early age due to a senseless crime, a crime that didn't need to exist. And so, along with her family, she left behind her husband, Chris Perez. And this book is basically a love letter to his beloved wife, Selena. And like I said, it was very insightful. It gave a lot of different situations, different events that happened that I didn't even know, didn't even know about. I mean, we've all seen so many documentaries, the amazing Selena movies starring Jennifer Lopez, the Selena series on Netflix. I mean, there's so much out there. And there's also a new documentary on Netflix where they show live footage of Selena and her family, which I did watch that recently. It was pretty good. It was just interesting to see this from Chris's eyes. Some of the things that he explained about Selena and her personality, some of the things that she would do or would like to do. Even a lot of things that we know about, like the red Corvette. Like, for example, you find out in the book that it was not initially Selena's car. It was Chris's car. And Selena ended up driving it. He ended up giving it to her, but it was initially his car. So little things like that are very informative that I didn't know going into this book. And there's lots of little goodies, lots of little Easter eggs in here, lots of different like pictures of Selena growing up, just being active outside and or on the tour bus or on the phone. Just a lot of different pictures in here of them and her family. And I think it was beautifully written. And I'm so glad that when I found out this book existed some years ago, I'm so glad I went ahead and purchased it, and I finally got a chance to read it. And I'm so glad I did. It was very good. So yeah, I loved all the Easter eggs, all the bonus material that you get in this edition. This one, I would definitely give it 4 stars because it was something that I think was necessary due to, Selena's untimely death. I think that not only does her family need to have their say as to how Selena impacted their life, but Chris was also her family. That was her husband. So I'm glad that he was able to get his side of view on what Selena was to him. So yeah, this was great. I enjoyed it. This one I would definitely give it 4 stars. Next up is going to be A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This book is so good. Okay. I mean, so good. This is one of my favorite books of the year. Okay. I loved it so much. It is a romance novel. It is a second chance romance. I would say it's a second, third, fourth, fifth chance romance because the 2 main characters keep coming back to each other, And I loved it. I love that. This book is about a girl named Bex. She goes by B. Her full name is Bex, but she goes by B. You have to read the book to figure out why she does not go by or does not like to go by her full name. And the male main character's name is Jamie. They meet in high school. And they have lots of different things, I should say, that happen over the course of a number of years that keeps bringing them back together. Okay. And yeah, it's beautifully written. Miss Steiner is amazing at what she does. It's so beautifully written. And I chose to immersive read this book. So I read this hard copy while listening to the audiobook on Audible in my headphones. And I'm so glad that I chose to do it that way because it definitely let me seclude myself away from, outside problems and drama and, all that jazz that we have to deal with on a day-to-day and just fully immerse myself in this book. And yeah, I loved it so much. One of my favorite girls on TikTok, she just kept recommending this book. She just kept talking about it. And I was like, we have some of the same reading taste. So let me go ahead and pick that book up. And I'm so glad I did, y'all. It is so good. I'm like, angsty romance in general, but angsty romance, if you love that angst when it comes to reading a romance novel, this is the book for you. Now, it is a thick one. See that? You see my tabs there. It is a thick one. But honestly, the book just flows so beautifully. You don't really pay attention to how long it is. Because to be honest, when I first picked it up, I was like, I'm not sure about this one. This is kind of long. But it did not disappoint. The flow was beautiful. The story was beautiful. This will be something I recommend to all the romance girlies to read because it was just, I know I keep saying it was beautiful, but that's just what it was. It was so beautiful to me. So beautiful. It's definitely in top 5 of favorite reads of the year. So much so that I went ahead and picked up the recently traditionally published version of this book because I wanted to make sure that I got this copy that was traditionally published. I got this one from Steamy Lip Bookstore in Florida. It has this picture art in here, which is beautiful. And then also with this copy, obviously you get the sprayed edge. And then it's also a signed copy, which I'm excited about. Like I mentioned in a previous video. So it has Candy Steiner's signature on it, which I thought was just so dope. So, and I'm really happy that I get to display it on my shelves. I think what I might do is in 2026, if I feel myself going into a reading slump, I'll probably go ahead and pull this book out and read it, because I already know it's good. I know what I'm getting with this. So I'll probably just pull this book out and read it again, read the new traditionally published copy. There's also a new copy on audiobook as well. So it's a duet version of this copy of A Love Letter to Whiskey. So I'll probably just go ahead and purchase that, download it, and just sink myself back into this world with these two characters, because I love it so much. Needless to say, 5 stars. Because it's just that good. Girlies, I promise you, if you're looking for something beautiful, a beautiful romance to read, this is the book for you. I loved it so much. 5 stars. One of my favorites of the year. Next book that I read is 1201 by Bella J. This book was a lot. Child, this book was amazing. To give you a little bit of a synopsis, basically what happens in this book is that the female main character, her name is Time. She finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her. Not only is he cheating on her, she finds out that she is the other woman. Not only is she the other woman, but he's also getting married to this other girl. So what does Time do? Time crashes the wedding. I mean, destroys it. The whole thing from the top to bottom. She makes sure that he knows how pissed she is. Okay. And so she ends up, of course, going to jail because she, vandalizes, destroys this wedding. She ends up going to jail, and her boyfriend, well, her ex-boyfriend now, he has a twin brother, and his twin brother bails her out. Okay. And her and the twin brother end up having a relationship. So, this is the ultimate lick back. I enjoyed this book so much. There's lots of comedy in this book, lots of spice in this book. 1201 is centered around the theme of the party that they have, where multiple people are in attendance, and multiple people are doing things with other people, and stuff is popping off, if you get my drift. It's like a New Year's Eve party. So 1201 symbolizes once that 1 minute hits, like, people always, say, New Year, new me. It symbolizes change, doing new things, new life, starting over, things like that. So that's the whole theme of where the title comes from. But yeah, I really enjoyed I enjoyed this book so much. It was funny. It had the laughs, it had the drama. It was a little bit of suspense, not like scary suspenseful, but more like anxiety, or just you're anticipating what in the world is going to happen in this book next. And like the little caption on the front, it says, "Revenge is sweet, but it's even sweeter when it's your ex's brother." Okay. So yeah, that is what captivated me. And I was just like, I got to read this book. And it was good. I really enjoyed this. This one, I gave it 3 stars. All right. So the next book is going to be Again by J.L. Seegers. I enjoy J.L. Seegers. She has moved her way up on one of my favorite authors to read. This book is another novella. So it's short. Okay. But honestly, even though it's short, it packs such a great punch, to be honest. There are so many sweet moments in here. There is one specific moment towards the middle of the book. It was a real intimate moment between the two main characters that I found so emotional for me. And this book is basically about 2 people who are trying to find their way back to each other. Specifically the male main character. He his name is Jackson. He wants to get his woman back. Okay. They end up getting a divorce, and he basically is like, no, I want my woman back. The female main character, her name is Amina. Male main character is Jackson. They end up having a divorce, and so his sister, not his sister, her sister and his brother are getting married. Okay, so they're getting married in Mexico, I believe. Yes, a resort in Mexico. They're getting married in Mexico. Okay, and so Jackson knows obviously that Amin's gonna be there because their siblings are getting married. So she's like, not really sure about it, but he is like all in. He's like, I'm getting my woman back. Okay. He's so tunnel vision. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get her back. Like, she is my soulmate, she's mine, I'm gonna get her back, you know. So his follow through is top tier. It's amazing. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. For it to be so short, it packs such a great punch. And it's another one that I will definitely go back and read again. And I love the care that Miss Seegers put into this book, specifically because of the subject matter. Once you get to the reason as to why the two main characters broke up, she really put a lot of care into that. And it was great to see what happens. I'm not going to spoil it, but to see what happens. As you can tell by the title again, Second Chance. So Second Chance Romance. But yeah, I really did enjoy this one. I gave this one 4 stars. All right, next book is going to be The Ex-Wives by Jenna Kernan. I immersive read this one as well. I listened to the audiobook on Audible while reading the physical copy at the same time. Yeah, I mean, on the front of the book it says, their daughters went missing, is yours next? And so with that intrigued me along with the title and made me say, maybe I could read that book and see what it's about. It was a letdown. I'm sorry. It really was a letdown for me. I was disappointed in this book. The storyline was confusing. The male main character, he was just so unlikable. I hated the male main character. He was such a douchebag. I was just like, I don't even use the word douchebag, but he was just the epitome of a hateful person. And I just could not, it was hard for me to continue the book, but I went ahead and pushed through because I wanted to see how it was going to end. But yeah, it was an extreme letdown, especially when the reveals, it's kind of a couple of reveals that happen at the end, and I'm just like, yeah, so I didn't really enjoy this one. If you did, that's great. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, you have bad taste or nothing. Everybody likes different things. Everybody's, different as far as to what they like or don't like. You know, whatever a good book is to you is subjective, obviously. It varies from person to person. But yeah, for me, I didn't really enjoy this. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and give it, I'm going back and forth between 1 and 2 stars. So for how I'm thinking right now, I'm going to say 2 stars. Next book is Behind the Scenes by Christina C. Jones. This is my first CCJ book. I have not read anything else from her. I am planning to get into more of her catalog. This book, as you guys saw, I was reading on vacation back in May. And yeah, I like this book. It was really cute. It was a really cute romance book. This book is basically about 2 main characters that run into each other, literally. Well, she runs into him in a car. They have a car accident and she crashes into him. And they end up crossing paths then, and they end up crossing paths again when they realize that they have to work together. Okay, so it kind of touches on the lines of forbidden romance. So because they are forced to work together. The female main character, her name is Logan. The male main character, what is this man's name? I can't even remember. I read this book back in May, y'all, so I'm trying to figure out what his name was. But yeah, I did enjoy it though. Pierre. His name was Pierre. So Logan and Pierre. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was a cute read. And I know that a lot of people love Christina C. Jones's writing. I see it all over the internet. A lot of people post a lot of, for the most part, pretty much positive reviews about her books. So I'm definitely gonna get into more of her books soon. This one I gave it 3 stars. Next book is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Of course, like I said before, love this author. This book is a dual timeline story. So basically, the female main character, Hannah, she gets into a car accident. She is hit while walking. Okay. A car mows her down, and she is severely injured. The story basically follows two timelines. The first timeline is if she didn't leave with her friend and her friend's husband and go home, if she chose to stay behind with her high school sweetheart, Ethan, and, you know, we get to see that relationship blossom. And then the other timeline is basically what happens in real life, is what I'm calling it. What really happened, which is her going home with her best friend and her best friend's husband. She gets hit by the car, and then she tries to regain her memory and, of course, her, you know, physicality back, because she was hit. So her legs and things are, you know, severely bruised, severely injured. And she also has a love story in that timeline as well. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I actually, when I picked this book up, I just picked it up because it was Taylor Jenkins Reid. I knew nothing about the book. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised when I read this book. It's nice. It's a very nice story. It's very interesting to see Hannah's perspective and Hannah's personality in each timeline. It's very interesting to read. So I did enjoy this book. I think that I'm just going to go ahead and make it my mission to pick up every book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I just enjoyed this one so much. So I want to definitely get into more of her catalog, absolutely, in 2026 and beyond, because I enjoyed it so much. This one, I would give it 3.5 stars. Just because I loved her writing, and I love the author. So yeah, 3.5. All right, so now we're going to move on to June. Next up is going to be Losing Control by Lady Nisha. I love this book, okay? This book is so good. This book is about a girl named Marley. She has a tragic event that happens to her at the beginning of the book. And she ends up meeting and eventually falling in love with the bad boy rapper Caesar. Okay, his real name is Julius, but his stage name, his rapper name, is Caesar. And Marley is, you know, just trying to figure life out. Like, where does she go from here now that this tragic event has happened to her? And Caesar is determined to, you know, maneuver his way into her life, and he does. And then also Caesar is a hothead. He likes to talk noise. He is, you know, my way or the highway type of dude. But he really is attracted to Marley in all ways, not just sexually. In all ways, he's attracted to her. And so I love the relationship that blossoms between the two. Me personally, Caesar, I don't know if I could have dealt with him, because some of the things he says and does, he be over the top. I'd be looking like, after a few altercations, I'd be like, dude, get away from me, because you're getting on my nerves. But in the book, I loved him in the book. It was so good. This is another one that's pretty long, but it's over 500 pages. I devoured it in 2 days because I could not put it down. But also with this book, the font is kind of big. See, so that could be part of the reason why. But also the story is lengthy, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. It is, I would say, it's an urban romance, which one of my favorite genres. I love urban romance. So yeah, I enjoyed this so much. There's a lot of different comedy moments in this book as well, where I was actually literally laughing out loud. There are a lot of suspenseful, surprising moments, lots of reveals where I was just like, had me like clutching my pearls because I did not expect some of the things that went down in this book. Lady Nisha is another one where this book, specifically Losing Control, is getting traditionally published. I follow her on TikTok and on Instagram, and she posted about it. So this one's going to have a new cover on the traditionally published copy, and I believe she's dropping bonus content in that new copy. So I'm going to definitely pick that up and read that, because these are another set of characters where I always want to know what's happening with them in the world of Lady Nisha. Okay, so yeah, this one gets a 4.5 because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it that much. I enjoyed it so much again that I had to pick up part two right here. This one is Lose Control, Half on a Baby or Two. It's a small novella, and it's a continuation of the first book, Lose Control. And I enjoyed this one as well. I was so happy when I looked online and saw that she released this, because I was like, yeah, I get to know what Marley and Caesar are up to. What's going on with them? So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Marley. I enjoyed Marley's sister. She was nice to a nice character to throw in there, and she, of course, had her sister's back. Enjoyed it. The relationship with her and her husband was a lot, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed both books. This one, Lose Control, gets 4.5. This one gets, I'd say, a 4. Yeah, they were both good. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is enjoying reading urban romance. Like, again, people like what they like. Some people don't like urban romance. I love it. Some people don't like it, and that's fine. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoy Lady Nisha. I have a few books on my TBR that I want to pick up of hers and add them to my collection. So yeah, loved them down. Oop, turn around. Loved them down. Will totally recommend. My next book is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan, the third book in the Skyland series. I read this book in June. It came out in May of this year, but I read it in June. And this is the last installment in said series. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this book. I would definitely recommend the entire series to anybody that loves romance. This book is about the third friend, Hendrix, in this three-friend friendship. And she is a successful woman. She has, anything she could possibly want. She has it. She is a plus-sized woman. And she's a woman who knows what she wants. She knows what she wants for herself. She knows what she wants out of life. She doesn't want kids, which is fine. She does not want kids. She makes that perfectly clear. She doesn't want kids. And it basically shows this love story that falls into her lap that she's not expecting. I think with another theme in this book with this work by Kennedy Ryan is I believe Hendrix's mother, is it Alzheimer's? Yeah, I believe it's memory loss. I believe it's Alzheimer's, if I remember right. She does a good job at portraying the mental health element of it all when it comes to someone dealing with a disease like that, with Alzheimer's. Kennedy does such a good job at reflecting that and what that looks like in her writing. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Again, like I said before, I can't wait to see what else Miss Ryan has in store for us. But yeah, I love the how Hendrix is so sure of herself. And I think that is just so beautiful to see, because a lot of people, we are heavily influenced by a lot of different people or elements or things around us. Hendrix is like, I know who I am, I know what I want, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I'm missing right now is a man. My love life is not the greatest, but everything else, I got it. I know what I want. And so when she meets the mailman character, Maverick, he is a successful mogul. He has it going on. And the way their paths crossed, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see their relationship bloom. So when it comes to Can't Get Enough, I would give it 3. I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. Next book that I read is going to be Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. I don't know if it's Deanna or Deanna. I've been saying Deanna. This book is a sapphic romance, and it is a rivals to lovers. For those who don't know what sapphic means, it's a lesbian romance. And so basically, this book follows 2 characters by the name of Noah and Sage. Noah is right here in the pink. Sage is over here in the black. It gives like Wicked theme, but basically they work for this it's like, I was gonna say anime, but it's not anime. It's like this comic animated company. They both make art for this company, and they both have crossed paths a number of times over the years, and they can't stand each other. Okay. And I feel like for me, it was like some underlying jealousy there as well. One was always jealous of what the other one was doing. And so this book, because it is a rivals to lovers, the enemies to lovers, it is a slow burn. Okay. So I mean, not all enemies to lovers are slow burns, but this one was. At least it was to me. You know, it's a whole bunch of will they, won't they? And so it was a little bit of a slow burn. And to me, it kind of gave off lackluster a little bit. Okay. But I still did enjoy the book because when the book picked up, it really did pick up. So yeah, I did enjoy this one. It was really cute, especially towards the middle of the book where the story really started getting interesting and started to pick up, and I really was more intrigued than I was for the first several chapters in. So for Outdrawn, I will give this one 3 out of 5. All right, so on to the July reads. First up, Fast by Millie Belizaire. I believe I'm saying her last name right. I hope I am. This one is another favorite book of the year. Okay. This book follows a girl named Caprice. Caprice loses her mom at a young age. I believe she was 8 when her mom passed. She has to move in with her grandma and her uncle. And she has a very traumatic upbringing while she's there. I won't go into details. But yeah, it's very sad and traumatic. And she ends up developing a friendship with the boy across the street named Sean. And Sean is such a... He kind of starts out like a big brother type, kind of. He looks out for Caprice. They hang together. And, you know, he is the one that she confides in, the one she looks to for help. And their story was just so beautiful. I will say, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say check your trigger warnings because there are some heavy topics that show up in this book. There's also some different mental health things like, DID that show up in this book. And you know, you might want to just check those. Check those trigger warnings before you dive into this book. This book, I will say I'd say it's a second chance romance. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautifully written. This was another one that I bought because I kept seeing it everywhere, all over the internet, and all the girls was talking about Fast, and I was like, I need to read that. Again, they were right. This one was so good. It didn't take me long to finish it. As you see, I tabbed some of my favorite parts that I found interesting. So, yeah, I really felt for Caprice. I felt like I wanted to protect her because she goes through a lot. She goes through a lot in this book, and it makes you just want to, you know, protect her because she's one of those people who you feel like deserves the world, and for her to, you know, go through things she goes through, it makes you really feel for her. But I love how it all wrapped up in the end. I think Sean's character is so well-rounded. You can tell that he really cares for Caprice. He cares for her not only because he has an attraction to her, but he just merely cares about her well-being. He wants to make sure that she's all right. You know what I mean? There's certain things that he does in this book for her that I thought was just so endearing, so sweet. And I love them. I love them so much. It's again another one where I'm like, I want to know what happens to them. I hope that they're okay, as if they were real people and they're not. But it just makes you think like that when you read a good book. So yeah, this one, if you can't already tell, 5 stars because I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it that much. It was just that good. 5 stars for me. The next book that I read is Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black. This is my first book by Mr. Black. I've never read anything else from him, so he was a new to me author this year. This book was so captivating. It was very, very moving. I didn't expect this book to move me as much as it did. It definitely tugs on those heartstrings. This book is about a man named Jacob who is dying. He's on his deathbed, and Jacob has a son named Isaac who is gay. And the book is basically a series of letters from Jacob to Isaac, explaining to him why he did what he did and why he felt what he felt for his son after all these years. So the whole book is just letters. It's just letters from Jacob to Isaac. And I enjoyed it. I'm looking at my dog. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. It is a heavy read, kind of like Fast, the previous book I held up. It is a heavy read, but it is a heavy yet impactful. It's very impactful, very moving. I guarantee that you will walk away with something from this book, and will be forever changed. I really appreciated the writing in this book, and the story. The overall message was just beautiful. I'm definitely going to get the second book. That is I believe it's a standalone, but it's a follow-up to this one called Isaac's Song. And so it tells some stuff from Isaac's point of view, the son. So I'm definitely going to get that book. But yeah, this was so beautiful, beautifully written. And and kind of think of it, when I was looking at this book, when I was picking it up, I was like, I don't have a lot of books by male authors. I really need to get into some more books by male authors, but this is one of the first, and it did not disappoint. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. I gave it 4 stars. Such a beautiful read. Next up is Speak by J.L. Seegers, another novella by Miss Seegers. Okay. Again, packed such a great punch. I really enjoyed this book so much. This book is about a girl named Grayson, who was going through a messy divorce, as most divorces are. And she ends up falling for her divorce attorney. Okay. Whose name is Xavier. Xavier is such a upstanding, good dude. He's just overall good dude. You know what I mean? And they end up having a romance. And it's so good. I enjoyed it. It's so good. I really, 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 really love the ending. I love the way it ended. No spoilers, but yeah, I really love the way this book ended. This one, I gave it 4 stars. Next up is going to be 7 Minutes in Heaven, parts 1 and 2 by Elle Kaysen. Again, Elle Kaysen, one of my favorite authors. Okay, so this is an urban romance. I love it so much. Part 1, basically, we are introduced to Talia, the female main character. We meet her when she's 17, okay? And we meet her at this local kickback, or she's on her way to this local kickback. And she falls for the male main character, which is Liam. His real name is William, but he goes by Liam. And they are forced to have 7 minutes in heaven. If you're not familiar with that term, basically it's when you go into a secluded space with someone and for 7 minutes, and whatever happens, happens. Okay, so that's how we meet them. All right, this book is told, or both books are told from multiple POVs. Not only do we get Talia and Liam's POVs, but we also get Liam has a friend named Chill, who is dating Talia's cousin, Kelsey. So we get POVs from them. And then we also get some old and new flames that come in and out the story. So every once in a while we get POVs from them as well. And it's not confusing. I never got confused as to who was talking, which chapter I was on as to who was talking. It was all very clear for me. It was very easy to read. So yeah, I enjoyed these books so much. When we meet Talia and Liam, Talia's on the straight and narrow. She's a good girl, okay? She is that cookie cutter version of what you think a good girl is. She's that, all right? She's trying to go to school, go to college. And so that's basically where we initially meet them in part 1. And then part 2, because something ends up happening. I'm not going to say what, but something ends up happening. And this is basically of them trying to rekindle their relationship. So again, second chance. I love it. So yeah, I enjoyed these books so much. And I'm so glad I bought them together. When I thought there was a part 2, I immediately put them both in the cart together at the same time. So they came together. Because once I finished part 1 and it ended on that cliffhanger, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. I will tell you that. Part 1 does. I was like, what? I need to know what happens. So that same night, I immediately dove into part 2. Because I was like, yeah, I need to know more. I need to know what happens between these two. How's this going to wrap up? How's it going to end? So yeah, loved them so much. Both books get 4 stars. Next book is Cutthroat by Octavia Grant. This is my first Octavia Grant read, okay? I knew before going into this that she is a thriller author, okay? This book was, if I could put it in one phrase, I'd say, what the okay? This book was crazy. It was so bizarre. Where it goes, I did not expect it to go there. Like at all. Like I totally was caught off guard when I got to the climax and the reveal at the end. At the end of the story. This book is short. I finished it in one sitting, so in one day, because I couldn't put it down. I had to know what happens in the story. So basically, this story, to give you a short synopsis, this story is about a girl named Eden, right? Eden finds out that her husband is having an affair. Not only is he having an affair, he's having an affair with one of her sisters. Okay, so instead of going in there and, you know, blowing the place up and letting him know when she sees them in public, letting him know how she feels about him, that she knows, she comes up with this elaborate plan to get him back. And man, it is a shocker for real. It really, really is. It's a huge shocker. So needless to say, I'm going to get into some more of Octavia Grant's books in the new year. I'm definitely going to purchase some to add to my shelves here, to add to my catalog, because Homegirl was all over the place with this one. She's one of those authors where you be like, what the heck was on your mind when you was writing this book? I remember I made a review of this book when I initially read it, and I posted it on TikTok, and I made sure to tag her, and she's seen it, and I told her, like, look, this book was more than just unhinged. I need a stronger word, because this book was just crazy. It was all over the place. I just could not believe what was happening in this book. And every time a huge event would happen, she'd up the ante again, and something else would happen that was even worse than what happened before. And it was like, oh my God, no, what's going to happen now? So yeah, I enjoyed this book, and she did see it, and she liked it, commented, and reposted. She her comment, she was, I am so not unhinged, LOL. She was just being funny, but it was so cute. And I responded like, girl, yes you are. Something wrong with you. So yeah, again, needless to say, I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed this book a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4 stars. Miss Grant, can't wait to read more of your books. Next up is Cinnamon and Golds by Lady Marie. This book, again, short novella, real quick. This book is centered around Thanksgiving. You have a female main character, FMC, named Senna, and she has recently broken up with her boyfriend. So now her ex-boyfriend, his mom, wants her to come to Thanksgiving dinner. So at first she's like, it'll be weird. I don't want to go. And plus he's probably gonna be there. I don't want to do that. That's gonna be weird. No. But her ex-boyfriend's mom was like, come on, please, we want you to come. You're like a daughter to me, and you can also bring your famous, or make your famous sweet potato pies, and it'll be fine. And plus, he's not even gonna be here. So she's like, okay, fine. She's giving in, and she's like, yeah, I'll go. Okay. And so while she is at the store getting the ingredients for the sweet potato pie, she meets this guy, and she is so infatuated by his physical appearance. Okay, he just looks good. Specifically, the gold grills in his mouth. So she gives him, in her head, she gives him the nickname Gold. So that's what the title comes from. Okay, and her name is Senna, but he nicknames her Cinnamon, which comes in at the end of the book. So yeah, that's what the title comes from. And so when she goes to the Thanksgiving dinner, as she's making her sweet potato pies, who walks in the door? Golds. So she's like, what the heck is he doing here? And yeah, I won't give anything else away, but yeah, the drama picks up from there. Lots of drama. A good amount of spice is in the story towards the end of it. And yeah, I did enjoy this book. It was a nice little quick read for Thanksgiving. So if you really wanted something nice and quick to read to kind of clear your palate, you know, you just want something really cute. There's lots of funny moments in this book as well that I really enjoy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to see what other books by Lady Marie are out there that I want to get into. So for this one, I will definitely give it 3 stars. Now, the next book I picked up and I just did not finish when it came to my August reads was Sugar Baby by Celine St. Clair. For me, it's a little bit of a slow burn, just a little bit. But the subject matter, because of what it's about, I wanted to go ahead and get into it. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a slow burn for me. So I'm going to say it's a soft DNF. I'm not going to officially DNF it. I think I might pick it back up in the future. Let's see, where am I in this book? See, I'm not even that far. If you can see my bookmark right there. I'm not even that far in this book. So hopefully I can pick it up again soon. So this one does not have a rating because I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the whole book. So we'll see what happens if I can pick it up again and finish it. If I do, I'll definitely give you guys my thoughts. Next book is Continuum by Danielle Allen. I did enjoy this book. It was really cute. Second chance romance. And it's very short. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take long. I actually wanted more from these characters because I love the way that they were written. This is my first book by Danielle Allen. So I want to definitely get into some more of her books. She does have that Curve series out, Curvy Girl Summer, and Plus Size Player that I want to get into. So hopefully I can soon. But yeah, this one was cute. It was Second Chance Romance. I really did enjoy it. I did post a review about it on my TikTok. and I made sure to tag Miss Allen, and she saw it and she liked it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely give it another read because I enjoyed the character so much. This book is basically about a girl named Aisha. And Aisha, when we meet Aisha, she's in college. She's a tutor. And she is tutoring one of the finest guys in school, Kwame. And her friends are telling her, girl, if you like this dude, school's about to end soon. So if you like him, you better go ahead and tell him. You better tell him now before school ends, you never see him again. So on their last tutoring session, he ends up running late and she never gets a chance to tell him. So she ends up just leaving and not telling him how she feels about him. Some years pass. They both end up being successful in their own right. And they end up crossing paths again. And then things pick up from there. So yeah, I did enjoy this book. It was really cute. For my first read of September, I would give it a 3.5 stars. Next book that I read is Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. This is another one that I kept seeing online, and I was like, I have to get into that. So I went ahead and bought the whole series. This is the first book in the series, the New Haven series. And like I said before about J.L. Seegers, I love her writing. And I'm so glad that I read this book. I can officially say I'm part of the club. And again, that the TikTok girlies, the social media girlies, did not disappoint when it came to this one. I really enjoyed this book. This is another book that is a top read of the year for me. Okay. This book is about a girl named Sloan. She is a widow. She loses her husband and she ends up falling for her husband's best friend. Okay. So it is a forbidden romance / enemies to lovers. Okay. So, but the thing is that even though it's enemies to lovers, the male main character, Dominic, the best friend, he ends up, you find out through his inner dialogue, he has been feeling her the entire time. Okay. He never, despised her at all. He's always been infatuated with her. She just never knew that. And because, by the time, they meet at a party, and things, happened at that party, not nothing bad, but things happen at that party. But when they cross paths again, she's dating his best friend, Brian, the one that ends up, passing on later. So yeah, it was a great book. As you see, I tapped it up pretty nice for all my favorite parts. This one had that yearning. Oh my God, it had everything you would want in a romance. At the end of the book, I was just like, oh my God, that's so good. How you read a book and it's just so perfect. It's just like, oh my God, I enjoyed that. I needed more. And it just gives you all the feels and all of that. So yeah, this one was a tremendous surprise. I was so glad that it was a good read. Another one that I just did not want to put down because it was just that good. Okay. Kudos to J.L. Seegers. She is also getting traditionally published. So all her books in the New Haven series are all getting new covers. They're more colorful, more vibrant than these covers. But for me, I had got Restore Me some time ago, this version here. So I wanted to get all of the books with the same theme going so they all matched. I think I'll eventually get the new books as well that are getting traditionally published at the top of the year of 2026. They're going to start rolling out at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to make sure to pick those up too, because yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. I want to definitely continue on with the New Haven series. I know that Revive Me parts 1 and 3. A lot of the girls rave about that that part in the series as well. So I'm definitely going to dive into that soon. But yeah, this one, Chef's Kiss, loved it so much. 5 stars. Will totally recommend. Next book that I read in the month of September is going to be The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. This is my first book by her. She's another one that is a well-known romance author. And this book was so beautiful. I love the way that it was written. It definitely tugs on those heartstrings and stays there. Okay. It's minimal spice. It's not really a lot of spice in it, which is fine. I enjoyed this book. It was a very pleasant read. This book is basically about a girl named Emery who's down on her luck. She has a daughter as well. So she's experiencing a lot of financial problems throughout her life. And due to the fact that she's going through all these things, it doesn't really leave time for her or time for much else because she's trying to get her finances in order, trying to make sure her daughter has what she needs, so on and so forth. She ends up crossing paths with a man named Oliver. And Oliver is a famous musician, okay? He has a group with his twin brother, and they are extremely famous, and she actually likes their music. But the thing is that Oliver's twin brother ends up passing on, okay? So Oliver is dealing with the grief, the loss of his twin, which can be hard on anybody. You as a sibling, let alone a twin, that can take a toll on anyone, you know? So they meet during this time after he loses his twin, his best friend, and they end up developing this beautiful love story. And I really, really, really love the ending. I love and for me, like I said before, happily ever afters are a must when it comes to romances. I need my happily ever after. And this book definitely gave that. And I love how, you know, Brittany Cherry, she didn't shy away from what grief does to a person. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he met her and all of a sudden they in love and then his grief is just gone. You know what I mean? Like he had to work through that. You know what I mean? And when you lose someone through death, it's not something that you get over. You kind of just have to learn to live with it. You have to adapt, you know? So I think that I love the way that Miss Cherry, you know, displayed that in her book. I'm definitely going to get more books of hers. I also love her covers. This is just one of them, but if you go online and look at Brittany Cherry's covers, her covers are so cute. I love her little covers that she has for her work. And so yeah, this one is one that I would definitely give 4 stars because it was a nice surprise. I didn't expect it to go where it went in the story, and it's a nice little epilogue at the end. I enjoyed it so much. She's another Black author, so kudos to her. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to read more of Brittany Cherry's work because I think to me, she gives, especially with reading this book, she gives off the vibe of cute, cozy Lifetime movie. She kind of gives off that vibe a little bit. Not a whole lot, like extremely. It just it was reminiscent of that vibe reading this book. But I enjoyed it though. I give it 4 stars. Next book for October that I did not finish is Immortal Dark by Tigges Germa. And in this book, I didn't finish it primarily because it's fantasy, and I'm not really a fantasy girl like that. So it's not the book's fault at all. It's totally not the book's fault. It's because it's hard for me to get into fantasy. It's really hard. So yeah, but the thing is, when I saw that it was about, you know, Black vampires at this school, I was definitely intrigued by the elements that I knew were going to be in the in the book. But yeah, I have not finished it yet. I am right there. If you can see my bookmark right there, that's where I am in the book. This one, I was immersive reading it. So I was listening to the audiobook and reading the hard copy at the same time. So yeah, I'm not going to DNF this. Okay. I do plan to pick this book back up soon. Okay, I do know that there's a second book out, Eternal Ruin. I do want to go ahead and get into that one, but I want to finish this one first. So yeah, I can't give a proper rating on this one because I have not finished it. Primarily just because I'm not a fantasy girl. That's the main reason. The only reason as to why I have not finished it. So, but all the girlies love it. All the ones that have finished it, they do. I haven't seen a bad review about this book yet. So all the girlies do love it. So yes, I am going to pick it up again soon and finish it. And when I finish it, I'll be able to give it a proper rating and give you my thoughts. Moving on to November, we have Ready or Not by Olive Winter. Again, a novella. A lot of times when I picked up novellas, if it wasn't just because I wanted to read the book, it was because I felt myself going into a reading slump. So in order to avoid the reading slump, one trick that helped me is pick up a novella. Because if it's like 100 pages or less, you won't feel like trapped or, loathe the thought of getting into a new book because it's short. So this book was not on my TBR for 2025, but I read it because I felt a reading slump coming on. So I was like, let me pick up something short and maybe that'll help. And it did. I enjoyed this book. This book was good. I enjoyed it a lot. It is a romance. I gave it 4 stars. This book is centered in New York. I love the New York vibes that the writer gives in this story. The atmosphere, the vibes are just so good. That New York vibe is just great. And basically it's about 2 characters, Solène and Desiderio. He's Dominican. And they meet at this party because Solène is out with her friends celebrating her new job position that she got. And Desiderio is there at the party. And that's how they meet. And we get to see their love story develop. They end up, being very intimate with each other. And I mean, like verbally, like they tell each other their, ambitions and things like that. She's very comfortable around him. And he seems like a pretty good guy. You know what I mean? And you can tell he's infatuated by her. And I love the humility in Solène. I love how human she is. She's very imperfect. She has things that she does or like assumptions that she makes that any average human would make. So she's not a perfect, person. She has assumptions that she makes about certain things, certain people that just makes her human. You know what I mean? But she's a very good, well-rounded character. I enjoyed her. I enjoyed Desiderio as well. Desi is what they call him for short. Like I said, he seems like he's a really good guy. And this is another one where the couple, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know more what happens with these two. But yeah, I just love the overall atmosphere, the vibe. In addition to the romance, the vibe of the book was just so heartwarming. So I really, really enjoyed it. And she said that she told me on TikTok, the writer Olive Winter, she told me she has another book coming out. I don't know if it's following these 2 characters, but she said she has another good book coming out that's supposed to be, I believe, a second installment to this series. So, and I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I can't wait because I just enjoyed the vibe of this. This one, I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Next book is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I really enjoyed this book a lot. It was a great romance. It's part of the Boys of Avix series. Like I said before, this is book 1. Okay. Great story. It starts off as a love triangle, which is very interesting to read. I really did enjoy that. It was like, who is she gonna choose? Okay. But the second half of this book is really, really good. It goes to a place I did not expect it to go. In this book, it follows the female main character, Ariana. She has been feeling one of her brother's best friends. He has a couple of best friends, but one of his best friends' name is Chase. She's been feeling him for the longest. Okay. But he never has crossed that line because he doesn't want to disrupt the friend group. Okay. So, it's a whole, will they, won't they for a little bit in the book. And then when she realizes that, okay, well, this thing with Chase is not going anywhere. She ends up meeting a guy when she gets to college, named Noah. Noah is a beautiful guy, inside and out. He cares about her. He can cook. He's very in tune with his emotions. He is there for her. He's very vulnerable with her. Everything that you want in a man, he's that. Okay. But when their relationship starts to kick off, Chase decides he wants to come back into the picture. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. A whole lot going on there. Lots of drama. And I love, books like that. I'm here for the drama. Okay. So, yeah, this book was good. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. The only reason, I believe I said this before, but the only reason why I didn't give it 5, well, there's a couple of reasons why I didn't give it 5, is because, one, there was so many characters talking that sometimes I couldn't tell who was who as to who was talking because there was just so many characters that they introduced in this first installment. And then another thing that I'm thinking of off the top of my head was in the spicy scenes. There's a certain word that Miss Brandy used for the male member. That I was just like, can you pick a different word? Like, that's just, you make it sound gross. Please pick something else. Please refer to it as something else. But yeah, I do have a full review of this book on my TikTok. Make sure that you follow me there. It should be listed in the caption or somewhere on the screen right now. My TikTok handle if you want to see a full review of this book. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Next up is part 2 in that same series, and it's Promise Me Not. Okay, so this book follows the same friend group, but it's centered around Peyton. She's like an extended friend of the friend group, and she is a single mom. Her baby's father ends up passing, and she ends up developing first a friendship, then somewhat a relationship with Ariana, the girl in the first book, her brother Mason. So Peyton and Mason end up developing a thing in this second installment. I love how Mason cared for Peyton, and he just didn't know how to express it. He didn't know how to express it, and he did not express it properly. He was kind of all over the place with his emotions because I think it was primarily because he just didn't know where Peyton's head was at. Like, he felt like that she was giving him mixed signals, and he didn't know what to do with that, which is understandable. I mean, I'm pretty sure most, if not everybody's been in a situation like that, where it's like, does she want to be with me? Does she not? You know what I mean? Is he feeling me? Is he not? You know, I think that we have all been through situations similar to this. But yeah, he, even though, you know, the child is not biologically his, he could tell that he loves that baby so much. And Peyton is dealing with a lot of, obviously, grief from losing her son's father. But she has this thing, and some might think this is annoying. I didn't think it was annoying, but I thought it was kind of understandable. But she has this thing, this pulling, this tug and pull that she's dealing with, where she feels like she's betraying her her deceased lover by even considering a relationship with somebody else. She feels like she doesn't deserve to be happy. She feels like she's a burden on everybody because she's this single mom and everybody's helping her. So she feels like that everything is not, she's not meant to have good things. She's not meant to be happy. And I'm glad that, you know, Mason was able to show her that, you know, you deserve to be happy too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed it so much. I gave it 4 stars. Next book I don't own physically. I read it on Kindle, and it's The Secret World of Maggie Gray by Granger. This is my first fantasy book that I read this year. Took me a minute to finish it because it's fantasy, not because the book was bad, it's just because it was fantasy. I really enjoyed this book. Granger does a good job of describing things. Like I said before, when it comes to fantasy, I just feel like there's so much world building that by the time it gets to what's what, by the time that's fully established, I'm no longer interested. But Granger is an exception. Granger does a good job of explaining what you're seeing, what's happening in the moment. I really enjoyed that. She definitely puts those visuals in your face so you can see what she sees. So I thought it was beautiful. It was beautifully written. It's the first book in the Secret World of Maggie Gray series. I do have all 4 books on Kindle. I've only just fully completed this one, the first installment. I'll probably get into the second installment sometime in 2026, probably in October in spooky season. I'll go ahead and get into that second book, and we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, as far as the world, I really enjoyed the world, from the vampires to the werewolves to the all the sea creatures, the nymphs, which is also a sea creature. Yeah, I think they were like mermaids, I believe. The witches, like, I love the world, and all these different characters are at this school, this HBCU, this black school. So yeah, it was definitely interesting to read this world, and the book ends on a cliffhanger. So it's like you have to get into the second book to see what's going on, what happens, the continuation of the story. I gave this one a 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to read more of Granger in the new year. Next book that I read on Kindle is Accelerated Hearts by Jacqueline Scarlett. It's a novella. It was cute. It was a nice surprise. The book is about these 2 characters that fall for each other. He is like a race car driver. It's not even like like F1 or nothing like that. It's kind of like underground racing. And she ends up, she's been feeling him for a long while. And they have some history together, but I get the vibes when I read the book. I get the vibes that they were never like really official, but you can tell they've clearly both been feeling each other. Um, but some things happened that kind of drove them apart. And when he sees her again at one of the local racing events, he's like, "Yo, what happened? What's up? Like, I thought we was gonna try to work something out. What, you kind of just ghosted me? What happened? So this book is basically picking up at that point where they meet at this local racing event, and him trying to make things happen again with her. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was cute. Next book is High Off of His Love by the Tasha Marie. I did post about this in a recent video about this book. This book is also another one that's short. It's 131 pages. I read it on Kindle, and it was nice. It was a nice little read. This book basically is about a girl named Shanae. She is doing what she has to do in the corporate world. Homegirl got it going on. She ends up going to this local bar type vibe, meeting the guy that's performing on stage. His name is Life Miller, and he is basically down his luck. He's an aspiring singer, R&B singer, and he's currently, moving bricks, if you know what I mean, to get by, to make money. And he has his eyes set on Shanae. He wants to make sure that he is the man of her life, okay? And there's some conflict there because, their lifestyles are different. She's trying to climb the corporate ladder. He's doing some illegal dealings while trying to make it in the music business. So, they have lots of different conflict there that happens with this romance story. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked the Tasha Marie. I'll definitely read more books from her and see what else she has to offer. So yeah, this one was really, really cute. I gave this one did I give it 3? Yeah, I gave it 3 stars as well. Next 2 books are actually Christmas books, and I did not expect to read any Christmas books this year, but I ended up reading 2, so I shocked myself there. First up is Winter's Wonderland by Urania. I hope I'm saying her name right. But yeah, it should be up on the screen. This was a nice surprise for a Christmas book. It's really short, and it was something really quick that I needed, to, satisfy my Christmas, appetite when it came to a novel, or in this case a novella, because it's really short. This book follows a girl named Winter. She is doing well successfully, and she ends up coming back home to her hometown to visit her family and her 2 best friends that live in her hometown. And she's excited. She's like, yeah, I get to go home and see my family. I miss them. I love my life in my city, but I'm so glad that I get to go home and see my family, see my friends, right? So they end up going out one night, her and her friends, and she meets this guy there named Kendrick, and he's so nervous that he spills a drink on her. Okay? And so he's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. If you want, I don't live far from here. You can come back to my place and get cleaned up. Needless to say, they, have relations while she's there. And she loves it. They have a whirlwind, romance while she's there. But she's so ashamed that she ends up sneaking out without even telling him, waking him up, nothing. She just leaves, goes, right? And so when we get his side of the story, he's like, oh my God, what happened? Did I do something wrong? But he's like so infatuated with her. He's like, I gotta find this girl, you know what I mean? And also, he didn't get her name. He was just so in the moment. He didn't get this girl's name. Okay? So as luck would have it, one of her best friends ended up throwing a local tree hanging party or tree get together or something like that, Christmas tree party or whatever, and they have mutuals. So one of her best friends boyfriend is a mutual of Kendrick's, so Kendrick ends up showing up to the party, and of course when he sees her, he makes a beeline to her and just like, yo, what's up? You left, you didn't say nothing, like what's going on, And so they end up developing something from there. It was really cute. I really did not expect it to be what it was, especially when it came to not only Kendrick and Winter's relationship, but also the relationship that Winter had with her parents, her mom and dad, and then also the relationship that Kendrick had with his mom. And it was really heartwarming. It was really nice to see. And then also the moms, they also had a relationship because they live in the same town. Mutuals talk. They move in the same circles, go to the same church, do some of the same events together and things like that. So I love the relationship between the two moms too. It was really cute to see that. So yeah, I did enjoy this one. It was a nice cleanser. It was a nice cleaning of the palette for me for a Christmas / holiday read. I gave this one 3.5 because I enjoyed the main characters so much. And also enjoyed the relationship between the friends too, between Winter and her two best friends. They were honest with her. They called her out her BS. They made sure that she remained humble, and she listened to them because those are her friends. She, they've been friends for so long. She, took pride in what her friends had to say, their perspective, their opinions. So I love the relationship between them as well. So yeah, I would definitely give Winter's Wonderland 3.5. Next is Under the Millionaire's Mistletoe by Treasure Malian. I don't think I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry, girl. Again, another Christmas book, the one of the two I read in this month, and it was really cute. I really enjoyed this book. This book is another one that's very short. It's 112 pages. The female main character, her name is Honesty. She does a lot of work in like her community and things like that. She ends up doing like this dating auction type of thing where she auctions off herself for a date and the money goes towards the charity that she's working on. And then this millionaire guy, Mason, comes out. He's involved in the charity. He didn't want to go to this event, but he ends up going anyway. But when he sees Honesty, again, his eyes are just set on her. And he ends up paying for the date. They end up having a Christmas getaway trip out of the city in Aspen. I'm reading the synopsis here. In Aspen is where they went. Things happen there. And he ends up, helping her and doing things for her. It kind of reminded me of the mixtape a little bit by Brittany Cherry, because he ends up doing things for her, and it's really cute to see how it takes off. And she tries to hold back and act like she don't like none of this at first, but she ends up, of course, she stops resisting after a while because she sees that his intentions are good and that he's a good guy. So they end up having a romance at this quick getaway in Aspen. And they set the rules before they get there. It's like, what happens here stays here. This is what we're gonna do while we're here. We're gonna enjoy each other's bodies and companies while we're here. But when we go back home, you go your way and I go mine. Okay. But they both end up, especially her, but they both end up thinking to themselves, like, do I want more out of this when we get back home? Like, could this really develop into something? Can this develop into a full-blown relationship? But one is afraid to admit their true feelings to the other. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I didn't think it was gonna go that far. But yeah, he does a lot of extravagant things for her while they're there in Aspen. And it was really cute. It was really cute to see. It made me wish that a millionaire man will drop some money on me like that. For real. Like, but yeah, you could tell he was a good guy. You could tell that based on how he was written, that money does not define him. He has it, and he uses it, but you can tell it's not all that he is. It's not his whole entire life. It's not his whole entire character. So yeah, I thought that was a really cute book, Under the Millionaire's Mistletoe. I really did enjoy it. Again, another author that I'll look into and read more of her work. I gave this one 3 stars as well. And the last book that I completed for the year is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I believe I've said this before, but I have read like different sections, different excerpts of this book throughout the years, but I never finished the whole thing. Now I can say I have. I read it this month in December, read it in a few days. I did not know that the whole book was a series of letters, whether it's Celie writing to God or Nettie writing to Celie. I did not know the whole book was going to be that style of just letters. I didn't know that, So that was cool, a cool different touch to the story. And I can honestly say, because I love the movie so much, the movie is one of my favorite movies. The movie stuck to the book. Like, there's a couple different small details that were not in the movie, but the parts that are in the movie are verbatim from the book. Like, they pretty much did it word for word in from the book. And I know, because I love the book so much, I know the book pretty much by heart. I know the movie pretty much by heart. So the movie did stand true to the source material, to the book. I enjoyed it a lot. It's very heavy book. A lot of things go down in this book. Check your trigger warnings again. And then afterwards, if you've never seen the movie, watch the movie because the movie is just as good. Alice Walker is a phenomenal actress. You can tell this is the reason why she won the Pulitzer Prize, because she's an amazing author. I do have the second book in the series, and I'm definitely going to get the rest of the series. I think it's one more book after that. I think it's 3 books total in the Color Purple series, I believe so. So I want to definitely get that last book and make sure I have the whole series on my shelves. But yeah, Celie is an amazing character. She's so multifaceted. She's so talented. You can tell that she has, at the beginning of the book, she has not reached her full potential. And then it's also beautiful to see her basically take her power back. Specifically take her power back from Mr., but also step into her womanhood and say, I have arrived, And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. This one, I definitely gave it 4 stars. This is my last book that I completed, so I loved it. 4 stars. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in year 2025. As I said at the top of the video, I read 36 books in total. The 2 books that I did not finish, I'm not counting those in my 36 number, okay, because I didn't finish them. So those books are not being counted, okay? But hopefully I can get back to those books. Get back to them soon. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if there's any books on this list that you have read before, you can go ahead and leave your comments of those books. And I will definitely respond to those as I see them. Or if there's any books on this list that I exposed you to that you haven't heard of, and you're like, hey, that book sounds interesting, I want to get into that. Let me know what those books are as well in the comments. I hope that everyone had a Merry Christmas, and hopefully everyone can have an amazing Happy New Year. And here's to more reading in 2026. Until next time, guys. Bye.